Hello boys and girls, welcome back to another edition of Geometry Television. Okay, so what are we going to do today? We're going to be giving it the length of two sides of a right triangle. Students will be able to solve for a missing angle using sine, cosine, and tangent ratios. Okay, if you're given the length of two sides of a right triangle, then you can solve for either of the acute angles using sine, cosine, or tangent. Check it out. Okay, so we can solve for either of these two acute angles. So this is the right angle, this is the acute angle right here that it's asking for. Why? Because it has x. Okay, so that's my focus. I could solve for either one, it says, but I'm just going to solve for this one. This one's x. Okay, so let's label it. Well, first let's do this. So, ka, toa. Because just like when we're finding the missing side, we're finding the missing angle, we have to label everything. So over here, the 15 is the opposite. And obviously the 25 is the hypotenuse. Over here is the adjacent and it has nothing next to it. So the 15 and the 25 are the opposite and hypotenuse. What is that? Oh yeah, sine. That's why I write SOHCAHTOA there. Okay, so let's see what we got. So the sine of x, so x degrees, I don't know what that is, that's what I'm trying to find out, equals the opposite, which is 15, divided by the hypotenuse, which is 25. Okay, so how do I solve this? So generally you just do the opposite. So what's the opposite of sine? Well, the opposite of sine is called arc sine, or inverse sine, like that. So these two are the same thing. So whenever you see arc sine or sine to the -1, that's inverse sine. So what we're going to do is we're just going to rewrite it. X equals sine to the -1, or arc sine of 15 over 25. And that's exactly what you put in your calculator. So this right here is what you put in your calculator. Make sure it's on degree mode. And you have inverse sine, or arc sine, of 15 divided by 25. Do that with me. And you get 36 degrees, 0.87 if you round. Boom. 36.87 degrees. Cool. All right. So that's how we do it. Let's do another one so we can get used to this. All right, so let's look at this one right here. Okay, so here is x here. We got SOHCAHTOA right here. Write it again. All right, so now the 10 is the hypotenuse. This is the opposite, and 9 is the adjacent. Okay, cool. So it looks like I have the adjacent where the 9 is, and the hypotenuse. That's what means I'm going to get cosine. Okay, so the cosine of x degrees is the adjacent equals 9 over 10, which is the hypotenuse. Okay, so what's the inverse of cosine? That would be arc cosine, or inverse cosine, same thing. So I'm going to rewrite it. Inverse cosine of 9/10, and this is what I put in the calculator. So put this right in your calc, you later. So we got inverse cosine of 9 divided by 10 is, so x equals 25.84 degrees. Boom, got it. Okay, one more. Let's try it. All right, where are we at? Okay, so here is x. SOHCAHTOA. All right, let's see where I'm at. So this is the opposite, 11. This is the hypotenuse across on the right angle, and 21 is the adjacent. Okay, so it looks like we have 11 as the opposite and 21 is the adjacent. Oh, opposite and adjacent, that's tangent right there. Okay, so tangent of x degrees equals, what's it going to be? Yeah, 11, which is the adjacent, over 20, or 11 is the opposite, over 21, which is the adjacent. Okay, so what am I going to do to both sides? I'm going to do the inverse tangent, or arc tangent is the same as, tangent to -1, or inverse tangent. So x equals the inverse tangent, tangent to the -1, that's inverse, of 11 over 21. And this goes in your calculator. Okay, let's do it. Inverse tangent of 11 over 21 is, got it, x equals 27.64 5 about degrees. So that's about, you can put the squiggly lines, that's about, because I round around. Okay? Okie dokie, let's go to the next page. Here we go. So this one right here, I want you to try on your own, okay? Pause the video, see if you can get it. Ready, set, go. All right, let's see if you got it. All right, let's see where we're at. So that's x, that's the acute angle. This is the opposite. This is the hypotenuse, and this is the adjacent. So, ka, toa. Okay, where are we at? Oh, 9 is the opposite, and 13 is the hypotenuse. That means I'm going to use what? Oh, yeah, sine. Hopefully you did that when you did it by yourself. If not, you can fix it. So sine of x equals opposite, which is 9, over hypotenuse, which is 13. Okay? So then you rewrite x equals inverse sine of 9/13. Okay? Hopefully you got that. Let's see if you got the final answer. Just like I did, 9 divided by 13 is x equals about, sorry, I'm going to do a squiggly line, about, because I'm going to round, 43.81 degrees. There you go. All right, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left on this page. See if you can do it. Raise your hand if you have any questions. Good work. Ready, set, go.